Hello and welcome to another episode of Candid Talks with Bharat V. This is Bharat Vatsa, your host of the show, and in today's episode we will be talking to Veena Shetty, who is an entrepreneur by profession, but also is a passionate biker and founder of Roaring Riderz Riding Club, Bengaluru. So let's welcome Veena Shetty.
Hi, this is Veena Shetty, an entrepreneur by profession and a biker by passion, and founder of Roaring Riderz Riding Club. आप मुझे सुन रहे हो on Candid Talks with Bharat V.
Hi Veena, welcome to Candid Talks with Bharat V. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Bharat. Thank you. How have you been?
I am doing good, pulling all in this COVID-19 lockdown. So how are you managing your time, currently in this lockdown situation?
Everything else is going great apart from riding. My bikes are missing me and I'm missing my bikes. And yeah, work is going parallelly, working from home.
Okay.
We're on Zoom calls. So
okay.
Get to spend more time at home.
I know, yeah, bikes are missing badly and we are missing bikes also. So I hope we should start, riding sometime, probably by July, everything should be fine. So let's hope for the best. Okay, so moving on. Veena, you are an entrepreneur, by profession, and but you also have a passion for two wheels. Now, what gives you, and I'm assuming that, riding bike probably gives you happiness and peace in life. But can you tell our listeners, how did you actually get into riding?
So ever since childhood, I was always passionate about bikes. So I've seen my dad having a Bajaj Chetak, and my uncle riding a CD100. So okay. I've always had this passion for bikes, and we as women were not given bikes. I used to ride my cycles and stuff. Mm-hmm. I look at every motorcycle as a piece of art. They look different, they perform differently, and of course they feel differently, each bikes.
Okay.
So the connection between the rider and his machine is surreal, and it can't be put in words. It gives me immense peace and contributes great happiness in my life.
Okay.
Probably my uncle CD100 got me into biking.
Okay. But probably I know the answer to this question because I myself am a rider. But still, for the benefit of our listeners, because most of the time we keep on hearing this question, from many people. How do you get happiness when you ride a bike? I mean, you just sit on the saddle, on the seat, and then you just kickstart your bike and then just go out on a road, heading to any destination without any, specific piece of work.
No proper destination.
Exactly. Yeah, why do you do that? I mean, why do riders do this, and how does it gives us happiness? By biking, riding a bike.
I think motorcycling is basically escape from reality. It gives me freedom from my day-to-day life, and it's just a chance for me to be myself. So in office, you can't be the way you are. I mean, you have to portray yourself like an IT profession. You have to get dressed neatly, and you have to talk in a way. So when you're on your bike, no one watches, no one's worried about, no one gives a damn about what you're doing, how you are. You can just say, hey, what's up, bro? But you can't use these languages when you're in office, right? So, especially for me, biking gives me a lot of happiness. And solo rides, it gives me a chance to explore myself. So I do a lot of group rides as well. Like I said, I'm a founder of a riding club.
Okay.
So when I'm on my group rides, I'm a marshal generally, or I lead the ride, or I keep sweeping, I keep shuffling front and back, and making sure no one else comes between our riders. Right. So that time I have a lot of responsibilities. So I'm watching, I have a lot of responsibilities. But a solo ride, I don't have to think about the time. I can get up whenever I want. I can just take off my bike and pack how much of a luggage I want. I can just stop wherever I want. Stop for a chai break. Stop if I see a nice scenery. I want to click a picture. So it gives me an escape from the reality. And every ride has helped me de-stress. It lifts my mood. It makes me very content. At the end of the ride, it makes me very calm and more awake. And end of the ride, you'll see a happy face, a big smile on my face saying, oh, I've done the ride, I'm back, I'm happy.
Understand. So do you think, while we do the riding, it also affects our attitude? Because in case if we are not riding, we are at home, we are in a different profession of our lives. Probably like I am working as an IT profession, you are an entrepreneur. So while you are not riding, your attitude is different. But when you are riding and you are on motorcycle, your attitude changes. I mean,
Exactly.
do you feel that this is a right statement?
True, it does. There are a few government employees, there are teachers, there are doctors. So doctors are usually very silent kind of people. So when you meet a doctor, they're not chatterbox kind, right? And there are artists, there are all different kinds of professional people in our riding club. But that is their profession. That's the second thing. But when they come on rides, you can see everyone being same. So the attitude is completely different. So like I said, you don't say bro, macha, maga and all when you're in the office. But here the attitude is different. Everyone's like a brother. Everyone's like a friend. You don't see he might be your boss. You might be reporting to him. But when you're riding, both are friends. So the attitude completely changes there.
Right. Absolutely. So, Veena, you are a psychologist, and do you think that it has helped you somehow in your riding as well, being a psychologist?
Yeah, as a psychologist, it's my job to study human mind, emotions, and behavior. Moreover, how different situations and scenarios have an impact on people. I'd like to say we understand how our brain and muscles sync better. It synchronizes better. So we are more aware about our own capacity and capability while riding, especially when the terrain is racing or it's an off-roading terrain. So you're more conscious and you're more, you know it better. So I think psychology has helped me. And even when you're riding, there's someone passing by, you get a lot of comments, you know how to react, stay calm, react in a better way. And sometimes you don't have to react. You just have to ignore and move on. So
I think you have to be very, very good in your state of mind. Mental health is I think very much important while riding, so that you stay alert every time. Your mind should be alert. And I think so. If I understand correctly, you're saying that psychology has actually helped you in terms of maintaining your mental state, being alert all the time, and while riding, so that you can ride more in a more controlled way. So I completely, I think I agree to that. But not all the riders are psychologists. So how do you think that those riders or the other people, those who want to get into riding, what exactly should they take care of so that they can ride in a controlled way with their mind, good health, mind health, and keeping their mind more alert, and then ride it in a safer and proper way?
Basically I practice yoga every day. I'm very much into fitness and meditation and stuff. So I preach yoga as well. So I think motorcycle day and yoga day is coming closer. I feel everyone should first thing is you need to know, no matter how perfect rider you are, not everyone on the road is perfect. Someone comes and hits you from behind, someone just crashes in front of you, you lose your control. But meditation and yoga, to an extent, to me, it has helped a lot. So I can keep calm at certain situations. It helps you handle situations better. First thing is you need to have in mind is not everyone's perfect. You might be perfect, but not everyone on the road is perfect. Keeping that in mind, take your motorcycle out and do not lose calm. Handle the situation better. The anger will only make the situation worse and nothing else. So handle it better is what I'd like to say.
Absolutely. So what made you start your own riding club, Veena? You formed the riding club by the name of Roaring Riderz. So what kind of riding do you normally do and prefer in your club, whether it is adventure or touring rides or off rides? What kind of rides?
So basically, when I bought my Classic 350, I had a Classic 350 Royal Enfield in which I did my Ladakh. So when I picked up the bike, I didn't know much about these riding clubs and stuff. So I always wanted to own a bullet. So I picked up the bike. And I said, I was on my school WhatsApp group. So I just posted a picture of my bike saying, I picked up a bullet. So everyone were like, congrats. And I'm like, okay, I'm planning to ride this weekend. So I think two of my school friends joined along, two guys who are friends since nurseries. And they also had a classic 350, one had an old Thunderbird version. And we just rode off from Bangalore. We took off to Kolar. And that was my first ride. My bike was not serviced also. Okay. And these guys were keeping up my pace. I refused to ride beyond 80, saying, okay, my mechanic has told me not to increase certain RPM so that my bike will give a better mileage.
Yeah.
And we rode, we explored, and I really loved riding. And it was after a very long time. So when I was in my school and college days, I used to sneak out of the house, steal my uncle's CD100. I used to push the bike to a distance and then start the bike so that no one at home knows that I've taken the bike out. So this is in Bangalore. So we have large fields. I used to take the bike to the fields and practice it there. So after that, I had a couple of injuries and stuff, and then I was not allowed to ride bikes and all. So after this, when I started with my classic 350, I posted it on the school group saying, okay, I picked up a bike, let's ride. And we rode. It was just 3 or 4 of us who rode. When I came back, I was very happy. That was one proud moment. So I put up pictures on Facebook saying, okay, I picked up a classic. And this was my first ride and stuff. And then I started getting messages from all my friends, colleagues, my relatives, my cousins, everyone saying, hey, you should have congrats, you should have called me, I would have come.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, next ride, I'll definitely call you. They're like, please call me next ride, let's ride soon.
Okay.
Practically not possible for you to ride with every person every weekend.
Right.
So I said, okay. Then we decide a date. I said, okay, I'm riding on this particular date to this particular destination. Whoever wants to join, please come, but cover yourself with a jacket and a proper, if not a proper riding gear, at least a thick jacket and a proper shoes and a full-faced helmet. And we just took off. So that's how, that time we had 20 bikes. From just 4 bikes to 20 bikes.
Okay.
And then the 20 riders started riding every weekend or every 15 days once. We would go out to our destination, have breakfast and come. And then I could see even women riders budding up. They wanted to start riding. So that's how it grew. So basically in Roaring Riderz, it's all my cousins, friends, colleagues, or relatives, or their cousins, friends, colleagues, and relatives. So at least one person knows the 4 people in Roaring Riderz. So we are somehow related. That's why we call it the Roaring Rider family.
Understand.
So that's how the club started. And initially it was 4, now it's 200 plus.
Wonderful.
And we do breakfast rides, we explore, we basically do adventure touring. Sometimes, off-roading. Some new destination that someone sees and he posts on the club saying, I've been to this place, it's nice, we should check out. So we all make a plan, and all riders who all wants to come will make a list. We start riding to that destination.
So what all bikes do you have in your groups? I mean, you entertain all the different kind of bikes, or is there any minimum criteria?
Bikes. No, all geared bikes, and I think starting from an Avenger or a Pulsar 135 or a RX 100. I think we even have some old antique bikes. My cousin himself, the younger one, he rides a RD 350. So starting from the antique bikes to RX 100 to I own a Kawasaki versus 650. We even have a Benelli, all the bikes, Harley Davidson, all the bikes we have. So the freshers who have not ridden with us and riding with us for the first time are in the front, behind the lead. And the seasoned riders who've been riding with us will take care of them, will ride behind. So that's how
So I had that one of the other questions, you have quite a few of the collection of bikes. What all bikes you have? You just said you have Kawasaki Versus, and then I think you have Royal Enfield 350. So
no, when I picked up the Interceptor, I had to sell my the classic 350. So my first bike was the bike that I rode was my uncle's CD100, which I used to steal and ride. And then Dad gifted me an RX 100. And after that, again, he sold that as well. And my bike in my money is the classic 350, which I took it to Ladakh. And after that, on my Kanyakumari to Kashmir trip, I picked up a Dominar 400 Bajaj. So when I picked up after Dominar, I picked up a Kawasaki Versus 650, which has been my dream bike. I've in fact waited a very long time to pick up that bike because of the height, weight and stuff. And then when I picked up the Interceptor was launched and I was waiting for it. So I had to sell my Classic and Dominar to pick up my Interceptor. And now my latest addition is a Himalayan.
Oh, you have taken Himalayan as well. Okay.
I've taken a Himalayan as well.
Wow. Nice. Okay. So, Veena, I understand you have done so many rides across the country. We also will, speak to you to understand, details about your rides as we proceed further. You have gone through, broken bones and tough rides across the country, including GQ, which is Golden Quadrilateral. And recently you have also done Spice Route Odyssey. So can you tell us, our listeners about these rides and apart from these rides, what all other rides you have done? If you can tell us something about your rides experiences, which probably our other riders, can definitely, take some, probably they'll have some takeaway from your experiences as well.
Well, starting off when I bought my Classic 350 after a very long time, that was way back in 2016, I guess. My only dream ride was Leh Ladakh. So everyone who picks up a Classic or a Bullet, Royal Enfield, has this thing in mind, Ladakh karna hai, Ladakh
so
jana.
Okay, so before you proceed further, now this is a very interesting question, Tell me something, when a rider picks up or a person picks up a bike and become a rider, why does everyone want to first ride to Leh Ladakh? Why is that called as a dream ride for every biker?
Ladakh is a dream destination because every scene there, the scenario there is completely different. The landscape, the mountains, everything. When you see, you don't find that here in South. That snow-filled mountains, you don't find that here in South. We are not used to that cold.
That you can get in Sikkim side also, right? And in Northeast also you get good, beautiful jungles and mountains. Right?
Yeah, you do have. So only after exploring Ladakh, then see, for me, like I said, my only dream destination was Leh Ladakh. I had watched so many videos on YouTube. And then after that, when I started watching more YouTube videos, I was like, oh my God, this terrain is so tough. Water crossing. And the bike has to go on the water. Yeah. That was my question. So everyone who picks up the bike, Bullet especially, will be like, I want to do Ladakh. And I was like, only this one ride I'm going to do. I want to do this at any cost. And I prepared myself for the Ladakh ride. And then I realized it's not easy because the Bullet is heavy. And once you have a fall, I checked on my club if anyone was interested. So I did my Leh Ladakh after 1 year after completing my rides on my Bullet. So initially I was like, bike lena hai, Ladakh jana hai, bas itna hi. And then I knew how tough the Zazila Pass and all these terrains were. Yeah. I was like watching all the videos. Then I decided, let me put crash guards on my bike so that it's easier for me to lift it and I don't break my leg again. And I started doing all off-roadings here and there in Bangalore, whichever was closer. Chikmagalur and stuff. I started going on solo rides. That's where I gained more confidence. I've had a lot of falls, picked my bike again, ridden again, had some water, then pick the bike, ride again. So that's what I've been doing. And then, I took off to Ladakh with random people. So Hindustan Motorcycles had arranged for a ride. So I asked them how much it was and what are which are the places that we are covering and stuff. So I took off on the Leh Ladakh trip with random people. I hardly knew anyone there. So I think there were 2 or 4 people from Bangalore whom I'd met once or twice in some biking events. And after that, I went to Ladakh. So we had maintained a lot of distance on our Ladakh ride. So it's like each rider maintains quite a distance so that you don't go bang into someone else's bike. And I've had falls. Looking at the scenery, I just get lost there and I go fall somewhere. Pick up my bike, drink water, dust myself, start riding again. So that's how it was. So this Ladakh trip gave me so much of confidence for my solo rides that I took off on one of my birthdays. I gifted myself a run of Kutch, a ride to run of Kutch. Wow. So I tell my husband, tomorrow I'm flying to Ahmedabad. I have a 10 days ride in Kutch. So he's like, are you sure? December, it's so cold. I'm like, yeah, this is my birthday gift. And I just take off. I fly there. Hire a bike, I started exploring Run of Kutch.
So are you a Capricorn?
After that,
are you a Capricorn?
I'm a Sagittarian. Sagittarian.
Okay.
And then came Kanyakumari to Kashmir. So K2K. So like I said, initially it was just Ladakh. And then came Run of Kutch when I heard about the white desert and stuff. Then came Run of Kutch. And then it didn't stop there. And
white desert in a full moon night.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
And then it didn't stop there. So I was more greedy. I wanted to do Kanyakumari to Kashmir. And I was like, one morning I wake up and I'm brushing. I tell my husband, I want to do K2K. So he's like, what's K2K? So he's a police officer by profession.
Okay.
And he's like, what's K2K? So I was like, Kanyakumari to Kashmir. So he's like, on a bike? Are you serious? I was like, yeah, why not? So I was like, okay, this weekend I'm starting the ride. That was a Wednesday. So he's like, I know I can't stop you from doing all this because you want to do it. Now that it's come in your mind, please take proper precautions. Okay. I was like, yes. And then I started talking to so I had picked up the Domina then. So I spoke to the Bajaj people, asked them for a DIY session for the bike. I learned how to fix my bike. And then 2 more people from my club were okay with those dates and they joined me. And we formed a WhatsApp group. And that's how we communicated with the riders. So there was one technical support team from Royal Enfield, one from Bajaj, because we had 1 Royal Enfield and 2 Bajaj bikes. Okay. And of course, my husband and their family members as well. I mean, my friends who were riding with me, 2 more people, their family members, and 2 of my group admins. So we started coordinating with people and going on this K2K expedition. Okay. So we made a lot of friends on the way. So all the riding clubs we met, we exchanged badges. We spoke to them. We had breakfast together. They hosted us with their local cuisine. Right. And this ride gave me a lot of rider friends. So I can happily say, I'm very proudly say that I have friends all over India, rider friends all over India. And it was really nice to be being hosted by them. And after that came Royal Enfield's tour of Northeast. So Northeast, like I said, again, when I saw those pictures and images and videos, I was like, okay, Northeast bhi karna hai. Bahut acha jagah. Explore karna hai. And then I took off on the Northeast trip. Okay. And I went, explored Guwahati for a day. And then I took off to Kamakhya temple on a solo ride. Okay. And then from there, hired the bike and covered Northeast with Royal Enfield. After that came my GQ trip.
So did you visit Shillong in your Northeast?
Yes. Okay. We in fact stayed 1 full day in Shillong. Okay. 1 extra day we did a little shopping and stuff. Roads are beautiful there, but a lot of landslides. So we had got caught in one of the landslides and waited for them to come and clear it and stuff. A lot of experiences on those rides.
Northeast is beautiful. I mean, Shillong is hell of a place. I did my entire schooling from Shillong. So wow. I know all that entire Northeast, by heart. So whenever I try to go to that side, I definitely make sure that, I visit Northeast. So when I did my Bhutan, I made sure that, we cover Northeast, and then I did my solo from there back to Pune. So that's amazing, awesome place.
Yes, it's a very beautiful place. I keep coming and telling stories to my riders, and they're like, Shetty, let's do Northeast again. Yeah. I'll be like, yes.
I'm actually planning for Northeast this year, and I mean, if everything goes fine and the lockdown is lifted, probably sometime in the month of November, I'm planning to do it again.
And I hope everything settles by then.
I just hope, because otherwise by now I would have already left.
I know, otherwise by April I should have started my K2K trip again. We had a team, we had formed everything, we had plans, we had bookings, everything done. And this lockdown so happened. Okay. So after that was my Golden Quadrilateral. So Golden Quadrilateral was a dream ride for me. So it's like covering India. And I didn't have any kind of record or anything on mine. But my only intention was to cover India on my bike. That is on my Versys, because that was a dream ride on my dream bike.
Okay.
And a rider by name Balaji Mohan, he's a record holder for Golden Quadrilateral. He had done it in a very short span. But this time he had planned a Golden Quadrilateral with the largest group, including UNESCO sites, all heritage sites. Okay. So this was planned for 9 days. And I didn't want to do the Golden Quadrilateral alone. So I joined this trip. I joined this team. And we explored the Golden Quadrilateral, not for the record or stuff, but this was my passion. I wanted to do it on my Versys. And yes, we did Golden Quadrilateral. And I have a lot of pictures and memories sitting in front of in front of Taj Mahal, clicking pictures with my bike, and the statue of Vallabhbhai Patel.
Unity.
Statue of Unity and stuff. So Konark Sun Temple. So this was like a dream ride which came true. And then we thought of doing something outside India, because India was almost covered. So we did the Bhutan. So this Bhutan trip, again, one of our riders wanted to do Ladakh. So he had gone to do Ladakh, and due to something, he couldn't do Ladakh. So he went to Nepal. And then he said, let's do Bhutan also. So I said, okay, chalo, I'm shipping my bike. I'll ship the bike. We'll take 15 days off. I planned the routes because Bhutan was a long due for me. I wanted to do Bhutan from a very long time. I shipped my bike and we flew to Siliguri. Got the bikes from there and we unloaded our bikes and we started the trip from there. We covered Bhutan all by our own. So we took permissions, we ran around for everything. Now we've become like a travel guide there, an expert in saying which place you can travel, which place is worth it and stuff. So Bhutan was one.
So you must have entered from Phuentsholing and then you came out from the other side, right?
No, we came out from Phuentsholing as well.
Oh, okay.
We had to come out from the same side.
Okay.
So we covered Bhutan, Bumtang, Ura, everything.
Okay.
And before Bhutan was my Sachpa and Spiti. So here what happened was Sachpa and Spiti, when I did Ladakh, I couldn't do Spiti. So that Spiti was always there in mind. I wanted to do Spiti again. Because I had not explored it, I wanted to do it. So Mr. Winter Wanderer, Akhtar, he had posted saying Sachpa and Spiti ride. So he's a good friend of mine. So I was like, chalo, I'm doing Sachpa and Spiti. He's
so
like,
you did that on which bike you did Spiti?
On the Himalayan.
Okay.
So I was like, he's like, you should practice because I'm sure about your riding, no issues, but your health and your, because I have asthma, I have wheezing.
Okay.
Even in this Bangalore climate, I have wheezing. So if I'm in the north, God save me. Yeah. So working on my health and fitness, I did the Sachpa and Spiti Valley. So that was one ride to remember.
Amazing.
Like, again, a lot of falls, a lot of water crossing and snow-filled mountains. To see it's nice, but when you go there, you start shivering. So
that's the fun, that's the thrill that you enjoy, that you have to face. Otherwise, being in our own places, in our hometown, the places where we stay, where we live, we don't get to face all those things. We're so used to this climate.
Exactly. Yeah, we're so used. So like I said, when I did GQ, it was during the summertime, June, July, and it was extremely hot, and we had heat waves added to it. So in Rajasthan, people had heat strokes and stuff. So it was that hot, extreme hot conditions that we were riding. And all of a sudden now, like after GQ, this Sachspiti is extremely cold, snow-covered mountains. And I'm the only person standing on bike like this. And I'm like, okay, click the picture fast. I'm feeling so cold. I'm shivering. These guys are taking snow and they're playing with it. I'm like, tum log kya kar rahe ho? Chalo idhar se bhago. And then came my wow rides, the Spice Route Odyssey, which was which was completely planned by a big biking commune. So we had, it was organized in November, and we had these foreign riders. Carol he's called as Cold Stride. He's done one of the coldest rides. And Declan McCoy and Mandeep Marwa. And Deepak Kamath. So it was a privilege for me to lead these riders. And these riders we started the ride from Goa. So we flew down to Goa, picked up bikes there, and we started the ride from there. And from Goa to Mangalore, Goa beach and all this stuff, showing them this culture. And then Mangalore, my hometown, fish curry, rice, prawns, roast and stuff, showing them my food and stuff. And the temples, and Mysore again, the Chamundi Hills and temple, Mysore Palace. So Tamil Nadu, Kerala, we explored all the south terrain. The south. So since I'm born and brought up in the south, it was easy for me to speak all languages as well. I can speak Tulu, I can speak Kannada, I can speak Tamil, all the languages, all the states, Malayalam, all the states that we explored in. That's nice. The best part was making them eat our food, the spicy food. Spiced food. Right. So eating spicy food. They were very particular about bland food, no spices, no spices. And the feedback that we got was, these riders used to ride like 1,000 kilometers a day in their countries, in their respectives. But here, 300 kilometers was a big task for them and for us because of the traffic, thanks to our traffic. But, they were like, Shetty, so people call me Shetty. So they were like, Shetty, we've ridden 1,000 kilometers in our lands. And what is this? Hardly 300. And we're all exhausted. What is this traffic? They're just coming from everywhere. Cattle on the road. So glad. And end of the day, we were like having a nice chit chat, mingling with riders, and they had so much to share their experiences. Right. And they were like, we've never seen women riding like this, and they were also proud to see me and Mandeep Marwa riding like this.
No, I mean, those are the memories. I mean, that is something which they will take back with them, right? I mean,
yes. Even now we stay connected. Even now we have video call, group calls, and that's the best part. Even now we are in touch. And it's nice. It's really nice.
Okay. So I'll call you Shetty now.
Yeah, that's good. It sounds good.
Hi, this is Veena Shetty, an entrepreneur by profession and a biker by passion, and founder of Roaring Riderz Riding Club. आप मुझे सुन रहे हो on Candid Talks with Bharat V.
Okay, so tell me one thing, in such kind of long rides, what exactly do you need to keep in mind, and how do you need to prepare, for these kind of long rides like Spiti, Ladakh, GQ?
GQ.
So, what exactly you need to keep in mind, and how you would say that a person, if somebody wants to take up these kind of long rides, they have to do the preparation?
So I'll always advise the riders to do couple of rides and gather some experience before going on long rides like this. Say, for example, you want to do a Ladakh. So Ladakh terrain is completely, for a South Indian like me, Ladakh is a completely different. One thing you need to keep in mind is extreme off-roading there. Second thing is landslides and stuff. We've never had landslides here, so we don't know how it works there. So you're prone to all these. And main thing is physical and mental fitness. So you're prepared to go on these and altitude issues there. So you must be prepared to go there. So the temperature is going to drop down, it's going to be cold, and it's going to be raining. All these things, and so your physical fitness is a must. Practice meditation, and do stretches. So I think most of our riders are fit. There's no one like not fit and not able to ride. So most of the riders are fit. Apart from fitness, get your mental thing. Do a little bit of research on the terrain that you're going.
Right.
Be it food. You can't expect a Domino's or a McDonald's there. So you have to get used to Maggi, Rajma Chawal, and bread omelette. You can expect. Initially, I used to be like, bread omelette is lunch? Sorry, I feel hungry again. So I used to pack something else. No, I'm a foodie, so I love eating. So, but, on my Ladakh trip, this was one thing that I learned. So in between, they had stopped for lunch, and that was bread omelette. I didn't know bread omelette was lunch. So I had one bread omelette. I was like, okay. Like at 2 o'clock, I started feeling hungry. That was at 12. 2 o'clock, I'm like, where are we stopping for lunch? And then like, darling, for another 200 kilometers, you have no stores at all. And then my dry fruits and water came in.
Okay.
So that is one thing. And second thing is getting your bike done. I'd always suggest people to do a DIY workshop. So do it yourself. Fixing your clutch cable, the clutch and acceleration cable. So changing a clutch cable should be known. So know about the bike. So before every ride, I go personally sit with a mechanic and see so I give the bike for servicing. I sit there and I ask them which part is gone, how much is the brake pad, how much life does it have. So even if I have some breakdown, if I have to fix my bike. So I feel these things are essentials. I think every rider must know all this. And these are the preparations that he does. And say, for example, you're not getting any food or water there, please carry a hydration bag, please carry dry fruits or snack bars. That will come in hand. So I feel these are basic preparations for any rider.
So there is one common mistake that most of the people do when they go on these kind of long rides, and I have seen many people doing this, maybe because out of inexperience that they have, that they try to pack too much of stuff, when they go on a long rides, which only an experienced rider will get to know that ideally, what all the things are being packed by those riders are actually not required. So do you want to comment anything on that?
Definitely. I think on my Ladakh ride, I was like, just saddlebag and 15 days ka luggage, isme kaisa fit hoga? But then I realized, okay, I can buy shirts from there. I get 1 day break. I can wash my clothes as well.
Yeah.
So, and riding pant. So now we have riding pants. Initially, I used to wear knee guards and ride. So everyday jeans, I wanted to change because of all that dust and stuff. I was like, I'm not going to wear that dirty. And jeans, if you pack for 15 days, 15 jeans is like not happening.
Yeah.
And t-shirts carrying that, this and stuff. But I think packing light and dry fit materials and thinner t-shirts, which can be rolled and compressed and kept in the baggage. Pack less and so less baggage, more comfortable. That's something I would like to say. And you can definitely shop from there, pick up something as a memory from there, pick up a t-shirt from there, wear it. It's a memory. So that I've learned over rides, over experiences.
So out of all these rides which you just now mentioned, which one is your memorable ride and why?
I guess each ride is unique. Each ride has got me different memories, and I've loved all the rides. See, like Ladakh was first time on my classic, so that is memorable. And like you said, White Desert and Full Moon, that is definitely memorable. Right. And Kanyakumari to Kashmir is because of so many rider friends that I've met. And Northeast, again, a beautiful terrain. GQ, again, my dream ride, so can't ignore. And Bhutan is one place where you go, you don't want to come back. It's so beautiful. And Sajpass and Spiti, extreme off-roading condition. And yeah, like Spice Route, so many friends. Nice. So every ride has been memorable for me. Every ride is something new. And all these rides were on my bucket list. So I've loved all the rides that I've done.
So is there any other ride which is still there out there, which you want to do?
Yes, the list is never ending. I'm greedy. The list is never ending.
I can correlate to that. Being a biker, there are many things which you still want to do. And every time, these kind of places, you feel like going again and again and again. So, but still, coming back to this question, let me try to ask in a different way. You have done, almost entire India, and you have also done Bhutan. What about Nepal? Have you done Nepal?
No, Nepal was something that we were planning, and it just didn't happen because of COVID.
Okay,
so we're still waiting.
Apart from that, apart from that, is there any other international rides that you are planning in the upcoming time?
Maybe.
Not yet planned. Okay.
There are plans, but let's see how it materializes.
Okay. So that was Veena Shetty, who is not only an entrepreneur by profession, loves photography, art and painting, but also a passionate biker and a founder of Roaring Riderz Riding Club, Bengaluru. We will continue our discussions with Shetty in our next episode of Candid Talks with Bharat. Stay tuned for part 2. Stay home, stay safe. This is Bharat Vatsa signing off for today. दुआओं में याद रखना. जय हिंद.